Sorry. I have to take my Bluetooth out. Give me a minute. All right, y'all. I am back. Welcome, welcome. Well, I'm getting ready for the day. And your girl's running late. But what's new? So while I'm flat ironing my hair and my day is already behind and kind of messed up, I figure I just get on live. Y'all can see me from flat ironing my hair, but we're gonna talk about some bell bottom stuff. And I use this beauty right here. I already did one side, so I only have one more side to go. But I am definitely running late for where I need to be. But how are y'all doing this morning? What y'all got planned this Friday? Came right on out the socket. That is not what we want to do. All right. So I'll let that sit. So anyway, guys, let's get into it. It is bail bond Friday. So on Fridays, as you know, we talk about bail bonds because I am a bail bonds woman. So on Friday, we talk about bail bonds. And in my video last week, some of you had comments or concerns or expressed interest because I said, you know, as bail bondsmen, we go to the funerals, we go to the churches, we go everywhere, right? So I'm gonna talk to y'all about a time where I actually, me myself, for my person who is missing, I actually did go to a funeral to arrest that person. So what ended up happening, I bonded him out, right, of course. And it was his dad that signed for him. So I was thinking like, okay, you know, dad is involved, you know, whatever, this should be simple, no big deal. And this wasn't my first time bonding this person out, right? So I bonded him out. This was maybe my second or third time. And I never really had issues with him because they were always, honestly, he had a lot of domestic violence charges and the girls would drop the charges. So I never really had issues with him going to court. But this particular time, the girl did not drop the charges and decided, you know, she was gonna go through with it. She was tired of the abuse or whatever the case may be. So he had a court date. He missed court. The dad thought that he could get him to, you know, turn himself in, do the right thing or whatever. And that was not the case, okay? The dad was like, now he won't talk to me. I don't know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And he went on the run. So I had a hard time finding him because he was hiding out in the low income area. We call them the projects in Florida. I don't know what you call them where you live, but he was in a low income area hiding out, and we call them the projects, okay? So I'm not being racist or anything like that. That's just what we call them. So homeboy was hiding out in the projects, and as you know, it's very hard to, you know, get up in there because everybody know everybody. I stick out like a sore thumb if I would have went there to try to arrest him. So he was pretty much safe where he was. Although I knew where he was, it was very difficult to get him. My day is going good. Hey, D. I'm sorry, 230 Thanos. So anyway, he was hiding out. And I couldn't get him. So we were watching all his social media pages, other people's social media pages. And it just so happened that there was a funeral coming up for one of his very close friends. And I said, you know what? This is probably the only time that he's gonna be outside of the projects, and this will be like a great time for me to try to arrest him. So most people think like, oh my God, you're going to a funeral, so disrespectful, whatever the case may be. So anyway, I was like, whatever. It's a lot of money on the line. We're gonna be as respectful as we can, but at the end of the day, this is a fugitive running from us, and we gotta place him back in jail. So we went to the funeral. Well, actually, I wasn't at the funeral per se, but I had other people who were working with me that actually attended the funeral. So they were in the funeral. We had eyes on him, and we're like, okay, we're not gonna do it in the church, but we were there. And I have 2 flat irons, guys, too. Sorry if you were wondering where that other flat iron come from. I use this one and this one. Okay, so anyway, back to the story. We went, the funeral ended, and this person was being buried. So, we decided we were talking to each other as the day was going on, as the funeral was going on, and we decided, you know what, we're gonna, let the funeral play out. We're gonna, go to the gravesite, but as soon as the person, is buried and those services are concluded, we're going to go ahead and, snatch him up, place him back in custody, because if we were to let him get in a car and get back into, the projects, that probably would have been it. So went to the funeral's done, we're at the grave site, and I actually called the police to let them know what was going on, what I was doing, so that way I could actually have some type of backup, some type of protection, because again, this person did have a warrant. So after the body, the casket was placed in the ground, the family was going back to the car, he started heading to whatever car he came in. And we were like, okay, it's time to go now. So we went, and when he saw, I guess he peeped. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened to the video, guys. I'm sorry. So anyway, as he saw people approaching, I guess he realized what was happening, and he took off running. Whew, child. The people that was at the funeral was telling him, run, run. So little did he know, we already suspected that he would try to do that. And homeboy went, he ran through the graveyard. We were chasing him, through the graveyard. And at the back of the graveyard, there was a fence. And then a car had sped around to get him, because his plan was to jump the fence and get in that car that was waiting for him. But it didn't happen that way. He jumped that fence, and he jumped right into a police dog. Right into the mouth of the police dog. That's what he had waiting for him on the other side of that fence. So he jumped the fence. The police dog, jumped up with him, got him. He didn't get harmed. The dog didn't get harmed either. And the person who was waiting for him in that little particular alleyway was upset. You punching the steering wheel, and you doing all this foolishness and going off on us because, we were told that we were being disrespectful by showing up to the funeral. And I said he was disrespectful for not showing up to court and showing up to the funeral. He knew he had a warrant. That don't have nothing to do with us and nothing to do with what we had going on. So yes, we showed up to the funeral, and I was like, he lucky. He got this far. We let him, see his friend dogs, let him say his goodbyes, but it was time to go. So it was a big old scene, because he went running through the graveyard, and he didn't realize that it wasn't just us who he saw. We had the police waiting on the other side for him, because he did have the warrant. So you were wanted, because not only did you miss court, but you were wanted by me and my company, and you were wanted by the police, because they issued a warrant for your arrest. So it's much deeper than just the bondsman. When people don't go to court, everybody's looking for you at this point, because the judge has issued a warrant. So yes, we show up to funerals. After he got in the car, after we were called all type of unnecessary words, and they was mad. They got over it because they ain't really had no choice. I mean, nothing was gonna change the fact that he was going to jail that day. And I did go to the car of the mother because it was a young person who unfortunately was unalived. I did go to her vehicle, the limousine she was riding in, and expressed to her my sympathy, and I'm sorry that it had to be that way. I hope we didn't ruin anything. And the mother actually said, you'd be surprised, the mom said, I don't want my son hanging around those type of people anyway, and he should not have been here. That is what the mother said. So while everybody else was upset with us, his so-called friends, because they felt like we disrupted the funeral. Actually, we didn't even disrupt the funeral. The funeral was over. He had to go to jail. So while they felt like we were disruptive and we were out of line for doing what we did, the mother actually was happy that we caught him. The mother said that she didn't want her son around those type of people anyway, and she thanked us for doing our job. So while y'all be mad, the people who are actually affected don't even be mad. So that was a time where, yes, I did have to go to the funeral. Unless the government or somebody say we can't go somewhere to arrest somebody. Other than that, if you have a warrant wherever you may roam, honey, we are coming to get you. And that's just the bottom line. So that was my story of my bail. This is my bail bonds Friday story. Y'all, I'm so happy. Look at the way my hair turned out. Even though I'm late, the people that I'm supposed to be meeting with, I'm probably not gonna be happy that your girl is late, but I had to do my hair, or flat iron it at least. The weather is actually pretty good in Florida today, so flat ironing my hair is actually not a bad idea. But I'm going to the pool tomorrow, so I really honestly should not have done this because it's gonna be all for nothing, to be honest. But anyway, so that is my bail bond story. I had to go to the funeral to get him. Yes, if you just joined me, on Fridays, I talk about bail bonds because I am a bail bondsman. I do my story time. And last week, people were kind of interested because I made the comment in my video that I go to funerals to get people. And yes, I do, and I have done it, and I just shared that story. So if you missed it, just go back, rewatch the live if you're just joining me. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to get out of here now because I am late, y'all. But I gotta fix this. I kind of don't know. I don't like the way this is looking right now. Honestly, now at this point, I just want to put a hat on. And that's so crazy. After I done did my hair and did all this and flat ironed it, I love the way it came out. I still want to put a hat on my head. But anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of your week. I'm going to figure out what I need to do with my hair because, yeah. But it came out good, and so share my bail bond story if you just got here again of how I had to go to a funeral and, arrest somebody. I did it, and I'll do it again. So if you on the run from me, just don't be on the run from me. It's not good for you because we're going to find you. And, the police do help us out. So y'all can say what you want to say. You could be mad at us, but in all actuality, you have to take accountability for yourself and for your actions at the end of the day. You were accused of something, and we did our job to get you out so you could fight your charges as a free person. And then if you decide that you don't want to fight those charges and go on the run, now we have a whole nother situation. And we're coming for you, baby. We're coming for you. You can't be free like that. It's not worth it. It's not good for you. It's not good for anybody. So if you are at a funeral again, yes, I will come get you. I have done it. I will do it again. I'm not afraid of it. And that's just what it is. So if y'all don't have any more questions, that's my bail bond story for the day. This Good Friday. And I hope y'all have a good weekend. I intend to do that. I'm actually going to go to the pool this weekend. That's my plan. And I got something else fun planned tonight with my girls, my other two Ebs. We're going to have some fun tonight, y'all. So I'm just cleaning up the sink from my hair, but my hair turned out good. I don't know if y'all can see the back, but it came out good. I flat ironed it and I don't know why, because I'm going swimming tomorrow. But anyway, all right, y'all, I'm gonna unplug all this stuff because I cannot leave any flat irons on. We don't want no fires in the house. Gonna wrap these flat irons up. What y'all doing this weekend? Because I am getting ready to go. I see y'all just coming in, but I am late. And the person probably looking at my live, like, I know she's not still at home, and I am. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna get there. I had to tell my bedtime story. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go put my earrings on, put my necklace on, and get my day started. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for listening to my bail bond story, and I'll be sure to bring you another one next Friday. Bye, guys.